In this video, I'm going to show you how to insert and georeference aerial images into Revit to add some depth to your site plans. Hi everyone, you're watching BIM Lounge, a design and construction space where we learn how to stay efficient and create more. Say you have established a shared coordinate system in your Revit file, and you also have a set of aerial images that you want to use to add some information to your site plan. Well, I can show you how to bring in these images so that they're scaled correctly and they're also placed in the right coordinates. Let me show you. Before we get into Revit, I wanted to show you a few of the parameters that you may need in order for you to be able to georeference imagery within Revit. Now, in this case, I'm using Nearmap, but these principles can be applied to any aerial imagery service that are on the market. Now, in this case, of course, it will have to be a georeferenced image, and you're gonna need to select the correct projection. In this case, that's mine, and probably the highest resolution, and this happens to be the site that I need. And then what we'll have to pay attention to is the width, even though we can get that from the details, from the image details, once we downloaded the file. So we can go ahead and download the file. Once we download the image, you'll see that we have an actual image in JPEG and the correspondent projection file, which will give us information about the two coordinates of the upper corner of the image. Now, I went ahead and created a new file, and I simply opened a site plan view, and we're ready to insert the image into Revit. Now, you have no information about the scale, so what we'll need right now is the real world width of the extent. So not the extent in Revit that you're measuring right now, or the extent in pixel, but the actual extent in feet. Now, to do that, we'll need to use the definition of ground sampling distance. Okay, so now that we have the value, what we're gonna do is simply draw a line and input that value. And that's going to be our new width. So at that point, we can go ahead and scale the image, graphical, and scale it from the original width to the new target width. So now we have the image at the right scale, but we have to place it at the right location, or at least know the coordinates of this point right here. But before we do that, I'd like to place my actual site in my project area where I have all the elevations and sections. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it roughly there. And now what I want to do is move the project base point to that corner. And the reason to do that is because we're going to assign those coordinates to that point, which needs to be at the corner, at the upper left corner of the image. So let's select the project base point, and let's make sure it's unclipped. Now we can go ahead and move it. There. And now, just so we can monitor the coordinates, I would probably place a spot coordinate at that point. There. Now we know the coordinates to that point, so let's go ahead and input them. So if you open the projection file, just make sure that the first coordinate is the east-west coordinate and the second is the north-south. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And if you go to manage, coordinates, specify coordinates at a point, see now it's easy to select this point. And we just grabbed the first one, which is east-west. And then the second one is north-south. Let's see if they update it. There. So now we have an image that's georeferenced, which means that it's obviously at the right scale and at the right location. So if and when we get a survey, we'll be able to overlay the survey on top of this image and obviously use the survey because it's accurate, but at the same time have an accurate image, high resolution accurate image that we can use as a background to get more information about our site. Now this helps with a very specific task, but I'm confident that you can apply the same thought process to tools like AutoCAD. Now feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and if this video was useful to you, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.